Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. This is your weekly heavy rotations. This is going to be an action-packed episode this week. I forgot to do it well, I didn't forget to do it. I just had a lot going on. Had people commenting saying, stop posting so much. You know, so I did like 3 videos last week, which is more than normal. I've got a lot of catching up to do on this video. Huge stack of stuff. But I want to tell you, I'm also going to do a Grail edition. And I'm going to post it tomorrow. So I've got 2 separate videos going up. So stay tuned for the Grail edition of this Heavy Rotations because I've got, I think, 10 or 11 or 12 Grails coming that I got to do a video on. I'm going to post tomorrow. Starting off, we're just going to talk about some like newer records that I've been listening to, new releases, stuff that's just coming out. And then I got some cool albums that I found, have some great backstories. And then towards the end, I'm going to talk about some hip-hop because I never talk about hip-hop and everybody always asks if I like it. So I'm going to talk about hip-hop. And then I've got some gifts that you guys have sent me in the mail and some shout-outs I want to do. So stay tuned for that stuff. This is my new coffee mug. It was a gift from one of you guys. Since I'm drinking out of it, I'll go ahead and say Jeff Shaw. Awesome guy. He comes in the shop all the time. He watches me on YouTube. Really great dude. And he ordered this coffee mug for me. It was custom made. Very nice. You guys know how I am about the Buffalo. Love it. So thank you, Jeff. Getting right into it. I'm a little late to the game on this one. I knew about this record, but I just didn't listen to it. And I'm starting to get better about trying to seek out newer stuff that's coming out. I'm starting to listen to NPR again. Like there's a podcast called All Songs Considered that I used to listen to all the time, and it kind of talks about what's coming out. And I kind of stopped listening to it for a couple years and just kind of fell into this psych, prog, funk hole that I'm in to where I'm just constantly discovering stuff from the past. And I really want to get better about discovering new stuff. So this is one from 2020, and it was one of the most popular releases. This is Phoebe Bridges. Gosh, that's got quite the glare on it. But Phoebe Bridges, Punisher. I got into this record recently within the past like month or 2. Started streaming it, listening to it. I really liked it. And all the records were on back order. So I was like, crap, I can't even get it on vinyl. Finally, we ordered a bunch of copies for the shop and got them in. I think we sold out very quickly. But this is one I hung on to. But Phoebe Bridges, if you don't know her, she's really, really good. Female indie singer-songwriter, acoustic-y type thing. I love that. And that record's a really strong record. It's got some really interesting lyrics. I really liked it. So that's old news. You guys have all heard that. This is one that's a few weeks old, maybe a month or so old. I don't know. This is Aaron Frazier's new record. Introducing Aaron Frazier. Fantastic neo-soul. Aaron Frazier plays in Duran Jones and the Indications. He plays in that band, and he's just phenomenal. This is this will be on top of everybody's best of 2021 list. Fantastic record. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. But really good soul, neo soul type stuff. Aaron Frazier's. This is a really great record. I've really enjoyed listening to it and playing it at the shop. It's one of those that like I put on in the shop and people buy it every time I put it on because it's just when you hear it, you got to have it. This is one I actually haven't opened yet. This is Songs and Instrumentals by Adrian Linker. This is one I discovered a few weeks ago. Actually, one of you guys, one of the viewers commented and said, you got to listen to this record. I do try to listen to records that you guys comment. I'm not glued to my phone all day, every day, so I do miss some of your comments sometimes, and I do apologize for that. I would have to be glued to my phone to respond to everyone's, but I do try to respond as much as I can. Anyways, this is a really, really cool record. Very, very indie, in the same vein, singer-songwriter, female, but it's just, the lyrics are so good on this record. It's fantastic. This is one that if you like that indie folk, female singer-songwriter stuff, you got to check this one out. Adrian Linker. Songs and Instrumentals. Fantastic record. I've been streaming it a lot. I finally got one on vinyl. Haven't opened it up yet. So we're going to get into some older albums. I also wanted to say, like, chill. You just need to chill. Let's just take a breath. Let's just chill for a minute. I'm getting comments. Like when I do these videos, you guys got to understand, I do not prepare for these. I don't take notes. I know I got a lot of guys do like writing and stuff, and they have like a teleprompter. I don't do any of that stuff. It is like me sitting down, talking with a friend over some coffee about records. That's what I do. I don't have time to sit down and prepare heavily for this stuff. Now, I do when I'm going throughout the week. I'm like, I might show this on this week's heavy rotation or whatever. I don't take notes. I don't prepare. This is me shooting from the hip, all right? So if I make a mistake, chill, okay? This is just like, if you're that dude that when you're in a conversation and you say, oh, man, I love that Rubber Soul from 1967. No, it's 1960s. I mean, you know, if you're correcting everyone, no one likes you. Just letting you know. So, the last heavy rotation I did, I was joking. I was 100% joking. And I was talking about the Os Mutantes records. A Divina Commedia. Oh. A Divine Comedy, I suppose, is something to that degree. I have not researched that. That is just based off of my rudimentary Espanol. And then I got like 1,000 comments like, you idiot, that's Portuguese, they're from Brazil. And I'm like, I know they're from Brazil. I was making a joke, chill. You know, like if I really thought about it, you got to understand, to me, untrained ear, I used to know Spanish a little bit, but it's been so long and I'm so rusty. Like, I don't remember. And for me, I mean, Portuguese and Spanish, they sound pretty similar. Anyways, we're going to move on. Found this bad boy, The Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo. I could go down, I'm probably going to make a whole video about this album at some point. It is that good. Fantastic stuff. So I already have a copy of this somewhere in my shelves. But this is a promo. Now, with these promos, I have found a few, and they've always been on red labels. Let me know if you have one on a white label. I don't think they exist. I think from everything I've ever seen, they're only on the red Columbia label. But this is obviously an original 68 promo. I found one a few years ago, and I was hard up for money. And a guy saw me post a picture of it on Instagram, and he offered me what at the time was a lot of money. And I was like, sure. And I just sold it. And I regretted it like almost immediately. And I've been looking for one ever since then. So I finally found this one. This one is like as clean as it could possibly be. It is so clean. What I love about this record, now I do like early Bird stuff. But it's not my favorite stuff, okay? I like Mr. Tambourine Band, all that. That's great. Whatever. To me, it's kind of mediocre. Nothing to write home about. It's okay. That's just my taste. If you really like it, good on you. Chill. This is where the Byrds get interesting to me, and then I really like the Byrds. It's a very short-lived period for the Byrds. But what I like about this album is Graham Parsons. So what's amazing is that the Byrds took a huge turn from, you know, Gene Clark, David Crosby departed from the band right before this record, and Graham Parsons came on with some others. And this is a totally different Byrds record. And I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm going to try not to anyways, but if you don't know, for me, I'm obsessed with Graham Parsons. I freaking love Graham Parsons. Incredible visionary musician. This record is incredible, and you can hear him so strong on this. He was 21 years old when they recorded this record, which is insane. He died when he was 26. So anyways, that's just some factoid for you. But he brought in that alt country, you know, which he pretty much invented, you know, that alt country Americana feel into this record. And this is a total turn from the psychedelic Byrds, you know, to like just a super iconic Americana record. I mean, and it completely grew into this incredible scene, you know? And so, you know, the pedal steels on this are awesome. I mean, some of like that first track, that pedal steel that kicks on, I mean, there's some stank on it. It's good stuff, man. But this, if you haven't heard it or you haven't heard it in a while, give it a shot. This is not a Byrds record. This is a bunch of people on Graham Parsons, as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, I found this. I have been listening to this record so much, but this is like a perfect copy. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I can't imagine finding a better one. So that's definitely my upgrade. I do have another copy. I might sell it, but it's a super clean. It's just not a promo. And then I was going to show this because this Graham Parsons GP, he was so ahead of his time. It's unreal. I mean, and it's so sad that he died like he did. I mean, he was playing at some hole in the wall in freaking Joshua Tree at this hotel or something. And he was playing, and the pedal steel player couldn't keep up. He was having some trouble. And Graham Parsons talked to him afterwards, and he had track marks all over his arms. And Graham Parsons had to be clean. He had a huge drug problem. Anyways, one thing led to another. That got that thought in his head, like, I'd really like to get a fix, you know. He OD'd. He got some morphine from somebody and, like, did it wrong. And anyways, really sad story. Oh, and then Phil Kaufman stole his body and burned it. So that's a crazy story. I might go into that later. I'm going to reference a couple things. I've been listening to this podcast called Disgraceland. It's amazing. It's my new favorite podcast, but he just did an episode on that, and it's awesome. Like, it talks about Graham Parsons, it talks about Charlie Manson, it talks about, like, and how they're all connected through Phil Kaufman, which is, it's an amazing story. You got to check it out if you listen to podcasts, and even if you don't. Let's get through this. I'm taking too long. So I knew I would take a long time on Graham Parsons, but, like, lately I've just been obsessed with Graham Parsons and just, like, really enjoying his music and his contributions. So anyways, this is an original UK of Small Faces, Odgins, Nut Gone Flake. I hear a lot of people talk about Small Faces and talk about Rod Stewart, which is a crime. Steve Marriott is like, blows Rod Stewart out of the water. This is before Rod Stewart joined Small Faces. This is an album that when I listen to it, brings me so much joy. When I discovered this album, I was working, you guys might have heard me talk about it a few times in the past, but I was working in a glass factory, and I was really, like, cutting my teeth on some psych and discovered this record, and it was on repeat. It was such a hard time in my life. It was so, like, when I look back, it was such a dark and just, it was a rough time. It was just, you know, me and my wife having a hard time making ends meet, and, like, our son was being diagnosed with autism, and it was just really a tough time in my adult life. And I just remember listening to this album, and that song Afterglow on this record just really jumped out at me. And it just, like, I remember the good times of that dark period of my life through this record. And that's kind of how but I love it. I had an original US press, and then I've been looking for a UK. Finally found that UK and sold my first press. So anyways, really nice guy. I think he watched this channel. And then he follows me on Instagram, and he sent me a picture of this bootleg, this Led Zeppelin Caution Explosive bootleg. And he was like, hey, do you like this bootleg? And I was like, that's one of the only Zeppelin bootlegs I really need. And I was like, and I didn't push him on it. I just was like, that's amazing. That's tough to find. And he's like, I'll just send it to you. You can have it, and you can just send me something back. So I'm in the process of sending him something back and finding out something like that he'll really like. Because this is a really tough bootleg to find. This is like a counterpart to Blueberry Hill. It has an alternate recording of Blueberry Hill, which is just a nerdy thing to want, but I do. It's a, like, really super iconic concert. And then it's got, like, some other stuff from Winterland. And there's stuff included on this that wasn't on Blueberry Hill and on Winterland. So this is just kind of a tough one to get for whatever reason. I can never find it. I've been looking for one for like 10 years. I've never been able to find one. So it's not even that it's super valuable or rare. It's just bootlegs are funny. Like, some of them just don't come around, and I haven't had a chance at that one. So really glad to have that. On Saturday, this guy brought in this great collection. His dad played in a reggae band, And he had like a couple hundred records. A lot of them were junk, but some of them were really good. And so I picked some of them out for myself because I just never do that. For stuff that comes in, usually, I mean, I'm like 98% of everything just goes straight back out. And so it's something that has to be special, or I trade with somebody to get something. Anyways, this is one that came in there. I've just been looking for another copy. When I opened the shop, I sold mine. I've been looking for a clean one. This one's pretty clean. The cover's pretty clean, but the records are like near mint. This is James Brown, Hell. You don't see this one around nearly as much. You don't hear people talking about this record nearly as much. But this is a funk masterpiece. I'm telling you guys, this record is phenomenal. If you see this record, buy it. Just do it. It's not that expensive. When I opened the shop, I had 2 copies, and I think they were like 25 bucks each. And they sat forever, and no one bought them. And people will be like, hey, can you recommend me a record? And I'm like, buy this record, and they never would. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? This is an amazing record. Anyways, just a killer funk record. And there's even like a, there's a, like one like salsa type of track on here. But like, I'm telling you, just buy it. I don't want to tell you any more about it. But the Disgraceland podcast, I was listening to an episode about James Brown and how he, like, there's this huge high-speed chase where he was running from the cops and stuff. And like, he went to prison. It's crazy. Another great episode. But that is a great record that you need to have in your life. It's fantastic. This is another one that was in there. I've never heard of this. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, ooh, this looks like a really good funk record that would be worth a lot of money. And I flipped it over and I'm like, oh shoot, it's a comp. It's a comp. It's probably not worth anything. I looked it up and it had some value to it. And so I was like, oh, I'll put it on, listen to it. This is like really amazing, like roots reggae. A lot of it, let's see, there's Sang Hugh, The Stingers, Freddie McKay, Nicky Thomas, Desmond Decker. There's only one Bob Marley song, I-Roy, which I freaking love I-Roy. So Cynthia Richards, which is amazing. So there's some really good, like, essential roots reggae. So he had this one, and there's another 2 LP, Feeling High, that has even more stuff on it. So this is just a compilation. I never do comps, but this is like, when I put this on, I was like, holy crap. That's some good stuff. So, but the first record I saw in that collection I got really excited about was this, Screaming Jay Hawkins. I've talked about Screaming Jay Hawkins before, but he's just a phenomenal, very huge part of music, I think. They say he was like integral in the early forming of punk just because he had just that punk attitude, and he's just crazy, you know? And so I've got Screaming Jay Hawkins' other record, but this one I didn't have. And, you know, shout out to Reed. He was in my shop the other day, a friend of the channel, and we were listening to Constipation Blues, and he was buckled over in laughter. It's just a funny song about being constipated. It's freaking hilarious. Just go look it up. It's awesome. Screaming Jay Hawkins is amazing stuff. This is another one I've been looking for. I hate that I have such a huge stack because I have to take my time. I want to take my time on these records, but anyways, this Fanny Adams I bought from a friend. Really good hard rock. It's not super expensive. I think you can get one for like 50 bucks. But this is just one I've been looking for a really long time and I haven't come across, but really good hard rock that you got to have one. It's a great record. This is one I think came out 2019 or so. I just haven't had a copy. This is Neil Young and the Stray Gators, Tuscaloosa. There's some Neil Young bootlegs coming out. This is not a bootleg. This is an official reprise pressing or release of this. There's a bootleg label called Parachute. And I will tell you to beware of Parachute because they kind of suck a little bit. So some of their stuff is okay and some of their stuff sucks. I bought a couple for the shop just to kind of see what they sound like. And almost all of them are bad. So just keep that in mind. When you're seeing like some really rare, you might want to try to somehow sample it if it's online or something, because it's a modern bootleg label. If you don't mind that, that's fine. But if you're wanting a good sounding record, it's going to sound like crap. It's just telling you. Kings of Leon, Only by the Night. My gosh. This is a fantastic record. But this was the only, I actually went out and bought this on CD. I don't know if it was on vinyl, but I wanted a copy of it. And this is like one of the only albums I purchased like ever when I was in college because I was so broke. But this came out, and man, this just, I mean, I think it's a great album. Sex on Fire, Somebody, you know, Revelry, some great songs in here. To me, I think this is objectively a good record, but to me, it just brings me back so hard, and I love it. Kings of Leon, great one. This is another one I just recently found. Actually, I bought this probably a year and a half ago in a collection, and I put it in the back of the shop. I had a little bluegrass stash in the back of the shop, and I lost it. It was in a box somewhere. I couldn't find it, and I found this in it. Ralph Stanley. This is Cry from the Cross. This is in the Shrink, really clean copy, which you never find Ralph Stanley stuff that's super clean, hardly ever. But a friend of mine is Luke Skaggs, Ricky Skaggs' son. And I sometimes collect Ricky Skaggs stuff because he's just, he's fantastic. Not to mention Ralph Stanley's fantastic. But this has Keith Whitley, which played guitar on a lot of Ralph Stanley's records, and Ricky Skaggs on it, and a bunch of other great players. But just some really essential killer bluegrass. This one's kind of rare. It's not worth a ton. But it's just a rare record, and it's really, really good bluegrass. So thought I'd show it. Got some really good like post-punk new wave stuff. This is The Queen is Dead. This is an original promo. Smiths, The Queen is Dead. I didn't have this, and I'm trying to give the Smiths more of a shot. Never been a big Smiths guy, even though my last name is Smith. Not really ever. I've tried, but I've not ever been. But now I think I'm at the place where I want to kind of embrace and, you know, try. For some reason, every time I see this record, I know you girl think I'm stupid, but you know how you see someone's face, like on a record or something, and you associate it with another person in your brain? Well, hopefully, you may not watch this show, but I used to watch the show Supernatural. I think it's off the air now, but Dean from Supernatural. Every time I see this, I think that looks a lot like him. I don't know why. Anyways, sorry, that's weird. It's late, guys. It's like 2 a.m. over here. This is an original first pressing of Joy Division Closer, which is really tough to find. How you can kind of tell if it's a first pressing is if you hold the vinyl up to the light, and it's like a dark, dark brown, but it's still transparent. You can still see through it. But this is one of the most incredible records as far as like post-punk new wave goes. It's post-punk. It's not new wave. Not yet. Not till New Order. But just an incredible record. I need Unknown Pleasures. I don't have one. I used to have all those, and then through the process of selling my collection, I didn't realize how hard that would be to get back. But I finally found this one, and this is just really great stuff. This is one I got in a trade. Good guy. Traded me some stuff. This is a guitar and banjo of Reverend Gary Davis. Reverend Gary Davis grew up in North Carolina. Or at least he lived in North Carolina. I'm not going to say he grew up here. I'm shooting from the hip, guys. Don't fact check me on this. But he was around the Durham area for a while. But he traveled around, and he was a reverend. He preached and stuff. But just some really killer blues player, and just a great dude. So I like his records. I look for them. This is on Prestige Folklore. Cool record. I like Reverend Gary Davis. Shout out to my boy, Lonnie. Found this for me and brought it. Good God. This is a great record. This is like a hard rock record. Some killer guitar and keys actions, organ action on this. This is one I've been looking for a while. This is some cheap heat. You can get this record normally for like 20 bucks. So go pick it up. It's good. It's worth getting. It's killer. This was a promo. It has like a really cool promo insert with it. He found it. He brought it to me. Really, really great record. I'm glad to have it. I've been looking for one for a while. I didn't want to go on eBay for it. I wanted to find it in person. So it's nice to get that one. This is just a Mofi surrealistic pillow. Surrealistic pillow. Depending on who you ask, one of the most important psych records. It's definitely, I think this is not all records should be Mofi'd. You know what I mean? Sometimes they Mofi a record. I'm like, whoa, 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 Mofi. Don't Mofi that. Don't Mofi Faith No More. Mofi Velvet Underground, Nico. Mofi Odyssey and Oracle. Mofi anything Towns Van Zandt. Let's do some Mofi things that they need mofoing. Mofoing. Don't be mofoing. Faith No More. Come on. Anyways, sorry, my southern accent got real thick there. Surrealistic Pillow. This is worthy of the Mofi. Great record. Second set, Almond Brothers. Boo! Really great. You know, 90s era. What year was this? 95? Almond Brothers. Good stuff. Got Warren Haynes in there. Dickie Betts. You got the greats. Got some good guys in there. But this is a really great live Almond Brothers. It's on Music on Vinyl. You can get it. It's available. Good stuff. This is a really cool one. This one's Sally Spring Bird. Sally Spring was a North Carolina. As you can see, she was a North Carolina singer-songwriter, but as you can see, she was born without a left hand. If you look at videos of her on YouTube, she plays like that. She has no hand. But she has invented her own type of tuning where she can play. And listen to this record, you would never know. But she plays the heck out of that guitar with no left hand. It's amazing. But like, apart from her not having a left hand and that being amazing that she can play guitar like that, it's also just a really good record. Really good, you know, female singer-songwriter, private press folk. Like, I don't know if you call it acid folk, but it's really good. Really, I mean, the guitar work is like pretty intricate. It's amazing. So I would definitely check that out. Sally Spring, and she's got YouTube videos, and she's released a few albums. I think she's still doing it. But there's some YouTube videos of her playing, and you're like, how is this happening? It's amazing. So that's a pretty cool record from North Carolina. This is one I've been wanting for a while, and sadly, this is not the best copy, but it'll do. It's in decent shape. This is Funkadelic, self-titled. Back in the day, I found this record in a dollar bin for $1 at a record store. This was in like 2007. And I didn't realize how great of a pick that was. At the time, records weren't like they are now, and people weren't nuts about them like they are now. But this is a fantastic record, and I really need to get a better copy. But I got this one for cheap, and I can't argue with it because I needed one. Hadn't had one in a while. When I sold my whole collection, lost it. This is one I've been looking for a while. It hasn't been in print. This is Speed, Glue, and Shinki. It's just amazing Japanese hard rock. Shinki Chin. I've talked about Shinki Chin a good bit. Great guitar player, Japanese guitar player, just smoke and fuzz guitar solos out the wazoo. But this is one I've been wanting for forever. Original pressings. There's just no freaking way I'm ever going to buy one. If you could find one, they're $3,000 or $4,000. I'm just probably not even going to get one. So this reissue is what I have to get with. It's fine. It's good. It has a different cover, which I don't know why they do that, but it's a totally different cover. But I really like this cover because it's a tiger. So now we're going to talk about a little hip hop. Man, this video's running long. Jeez. So everyone asks, do I like hip hop? And I do like hip hop. It has to be good hip hop, and it has to make sense to me. There is a lot of hip-hop that doesn't make sense to me. Freaking Tekashi 6ix9ine. No. Stop it. No. Don't. Outkast, AT-Aliens. However you say that. Love Outkast. 1996 original press, okay? And you might be thinking, you old fart. You just like the old stuff. No, I like new hip hop too, but it has to make sense to me. It has to have some substance. Now, there's a lot of hip hop that is coming out that I've heard that I just don't get. And maybe I am old fart, but I just don't get it. And it doesn't have the substance that the old school hip hop has, in my opinion. You're going to thumbs down this video like I gave a crap. It's my opinion, okay? Like I'll say, we'll just go through. So, Outkast, I just found this the other day in a collection, and I'm thrilled to have it. Another one, good guy brought this up to me on trade. This is a Blackrock. This is a really cool hip-hop record produced by the Black Keys. I don't really like the Black Keys that much. They're okay. They are not our Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, like everybody acts like they are. They're okay. Okay? But this is the best thing they've ever done. So Blackrock, Black Keys got up with a hip-hop producer. I can't remember his name. But he could pull together like all these hip-hop dudes. Like some Wu-Tang guys. I can't remember who's all's on this record. But anyways, freaking killer. But this is like, it's got like Black Keys vibes, Coal Mine Records, neo-funk vibes, and people rapping over it. And it's like good rap. It's not mumble rap. It's some good stuff. So Blackrock, the record's impossible to find, but you can stream it. So that's a really good one. This is one I got from my Vinyl Me Please. This is Quasimodo. I've tried. I don't get it. I don't get why people like it. It sounds like someone inhaled some helium. I don't like it. So I'm probably going to sell this. I might listen to it a couple more times. I know that there's like an instrumentals version of this, which is probably better to me, but I don't love this. I just don't get it. But I will tell you what I do like. And I haven't posted about this, but this is MF Doom Food. He just passed, and his records are going like through the roof expensive. Like this record on eBay is going for like $200 right now. This is a repress. This is a 2020. It's on like colored vinyl and all this stuff. So you may know MF Doom died like last day of 2020. And it's just, I mean, he's just fantastic. And I don't know enough about MF Doom. I need to do some more research, but really like this record. Really like his music. As I'm saying, like hip hop that has some substance to it. As the classics go, I mean, I like, you know, all the classics. Biggie, Tupac, you know, NWA, Public Enemy. I love Roots. Roots is probably my favorite. But as far as like new hip hop goes, I do like a lot of new hip hop. I like the first 2 or 3, Run the Jewels. I really liked, and it's taken me a while to get it, but I really like Mac Miller. I think he was like really going into some news territory. His passing was just a freaking tragedy. But anyways, closing up, I want to do some shout outs and some, jeez, this video's long. I'm going to do some shout outs and some thanks for some gifts. So this came from Remy in Quebec. He sent this champignons. I thought it was champions till now, and I look like an idiot. But it's champignons. It's got to be French. Look, all the names are French. Editing the video now, I did some Googles. And it is champignon, which is a type of mushroom. He said, I want you to listen to some psych from my part of the world. So he sent me this, and I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Every time somebody sends me a record, I will sit down and listen to it and really treasure it, because I don't get many record gifts. So I really appreciate it. And then this one is from AJ91. He said, hey, Dylan, this is AJ91. Just wanted to say how much I appreciate all your uploads and the things that you do for the record community. I've been watching your videos for some time, and every video is like sitting down and talking to a friend and just talking music. He gets it. He's not grilling me because I mixed up Portuguese and Espanol. Your heavy rotations and record finds always open me up for new live videos. I don't know. Anyways, lots of things of that sort. But really cool. But he says this is the Bad Doctors, Burning City. And this is a German press. It's a punk record, and he said he thinks me and Jeremy would enjoy it. So AJ91, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And then again, Jeff Shaw. This coffee's cold now, but incredible mug gift you gave me. So man, I appreciate it. You guys rock. Thank y'all for watching this video. This is kind of longer than I like it to be, but if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. If you've made it this far, you're probably already subscribed, but follow us on Instagram, all that stuff. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.